Listen closely, because what I'm about to share with you can make a bigger difference in your health than many of the medications, supplements, or expensive treatments out there. If you're over 65, or even getting close, adding this one simple thing to your morning oatmeal can start working for you overnight, helping your arteries stay clear, flexible, and nourished. Your heart will feel the difference, your energy will feel the difference, and your entire body will thank you. As we move past 50 and into our 60s and 70s, both men and women go through changes that can sneak up on us. Circulation begins to slow down. The arteries aren't as elastic as they once were. Inflammation becomes easier to trigger and harder to calm. Blood pressure can creep upward without us noticing. Our recovery after meals, exercise, or even stress takes a little longer than it used to. These aren't signs of weakness, they're natural biological shifts. But the good news is we can support the body in powerful ways with small, consistent habits. And one of the easiest, most effective habits starts right in your breakfast bowl. What you add to your oatmeal matters, because oatmeal is already working for your heart. It's rich in beta-glucan, a soluble fiber that helps bind unhealthy cholesterol and move it out of the body. But when you combine it with one specific ingredient, cracks, you create a heart protective formula that helps stop artery clogging processes before they even begin. Flaxseed is loaded with omega-3 fats, plant compounds that soothe inflammation, and soluble fiber that cleans the arteries like a gentle internal brush. When you take just 1 tablespoon and sprinkle it into your oatmeal, your body starts using it that very day. It helps reduce stiffness in the blood vessels, supports smoother blood flow, and stabilizes blood sugar so you don't get those energy crashes later on. Timing matters too. When you nourish your body early in the day, especially with a meal that balances fiber, healthy fats, and natural nutrients, you're setting up your metabolism for the next 12 to 16 hours. Your stress hormones stay more stable. Your blood pressure tends to stay lower. Your cravings stay calmer. You stay more alert, more focused, and more steady. And because flaxseed supports digestion, it helps your body release waste more efficiently, which takes a major load off your heart and circulatory system. Lifestyle plays a huge role as well. Even 10 to 15 minutes of walking after breakfast can enhance the effects of flaxseed and oatmeal, because your muscles help pull sugar out of the bloodstream and improve blood flow through the arteries. Gentle stretching, deep breathing, and taking small breaks during the day keep the circulation open and flexible. You don't need intense workouts, you just need consistent movement that tells your heart, I'm here, I'm engaged, keep pumping smoothly. Nutrition works hand in hand with this. When you start your morning with real food instead of processed sugar, your body becomes calmer on the inside. Add water throughout the day to keep your blood from becoming too thick. Include colorful vegetables, a little fruit, and healthy fats to feed the cells lining your arteries. Every small choice builds on the next. And mental well-being is just as important. Stress constricts blood vessels more than most people realize. When you slow your breathing, when you pause for a moment of gratitude, when you allow yourself time to unwind, you're giving your arteries a chance to relax too. A calm mind supports a calmer cardiovascular system. That simple shift can reshape your entire day. So tomorrow morning, when you make your oatmeal, take that tablespoon of ground flaxseed and mix it in. Let it work for you. Your arteries will start responding in ways you can't see but absolutely can feel. And this one tiny daily habit can help you stay stronger, clearer, and more vibrant as the years go on. When it comes to keeping the arteries clear and the heart strong after 65, the combination of oatmeal and ground flaxseed stands out as one of the simplest and most powerful habits you can bring into your morning routine. This isn't about complicated diets, expensive supplements, or extreme lifestyle shifts. It's about using natural foods that work with your biology, not against it, helping your body do what it was designed to do. Oatmeal has been trusted for generations because it's rich in beta-glucan, a type of soluble fiber that binds to excess cholesterol in the digestive tract and helps carry it out of the body before it ever gets the chance to build up along artery walls. With age, the body becomes more sensitive to inflammation, and the vessels lose a bit of their natural flexibility, so supporting them with heart-friendly fiber becomes even more important. This is where ground flaxseed comes in and transforms your oatmeal from a simple breakfast into a therapeutic meal. Flaxseed is one of the richest plant sources of omega-3 fatty acids, especially alpha-linolenic acid, which helps calm down inflammatory processes that stiffen arteries and affect circulation. It also contains lignans, compounds that act like antioxidants inside the body, protecting the delicate lining of the blood vessels from oxidative stress. When the endothelial lining, those tiny, thin cells coating the inside of your arteries, stays healthy, your blood flows more smoothly, and your heart doesn't have to work nearly as hard. People often underestimate how much these microscopic processes influence daily energy, clarity of mind, and overall resilience. Another incredible benefit of adding flaxseed to oatmeal is the immediate effect it has on digestion and blood sugar regulation. Because flaxseed is rich in soluble fiber, it thickens and forms a gentle gel-like texture once digested. This slows down the absorption of sugars into the bloodstream, keeping glucose levels stable and preventing sharp rises and crashes. Stable blood sugar supports healthier cholesterol levels, reduces inflammatory markers, and helps maintain steadier blood pressure throughout the day. This is especially important for those over 65, when insulin sensitivity naturally decreases and maintaining balance requires more attention to food choices. The beauty of this combination is that it doesn't require discipline or deprivation. It simply asks you to stir in 1 tablespoon of ground flaxseed and let your body handle the rest. The timing of this habit matters more than most realize. Eating oatmeal with flaxseed in the morning gives your body fuel it can use throughout the day, while also providing a protective cushion for your arteries during the hours when you're most active. Morning meals set the tone for your metabolism, your stress response, and your blood pressure rhythms. When you break your overnight fast with fiber-rich, nutrient-dense foods, your digestive system wakes up gently and your cardiovascular system gets a smoother start. Rather than spiking your system with sugar or processed foods, you're delivering slow, clean energy that honors the needs of an aging heart and circulatory network. This simple combination becomes even more powerful because it supports the body in multiple ways at the same time, cleansing the arteries, reducing inflammation, supporting blood sugar, improving digestion, and stabilizing energy, all from a breakfast that takes only minutes to prepare. As we move beyond the age of 50, the body begins to go through gradual internal changes that often aren't noticeable at first, yet they carry tremendous influence over long-term heart health. One of the earliest shifts happens in circulation. Blood simply doesn't move with the same efficiency it once did. The arteries, which were once flexible and responsive, can become slightly stiffer over the years. This stiffness doesn't happen overnight. It's a slow process influenced by lifestyle, food choices, stress, and genetics. When the vessels lose elasticity, the heart has to push a little harder with every beat to move blood through the system. And over time, that extra workload becomes significant. Many people in their 50s and 60s notice they get colder more easily, feel heaviness in their legs after long sitting periods, or experience slower recovery after activity. These are often subtle signs that circulation isn't operating at the same pace it once did. Alongside changes in circulation, inflammation tends to increase with age. This isn't the type of inflammation you feel after an injury. It's a low-grade, quiet inflammation occurring at the cellular level. Years of stress, environmental exposure, processed foods, poor sleep, and hormonal shifts all contribute to this internal fire. Even if you feel generally well, this background inflammation can slowly weaken the blood vessels and the heart over time. It affects the lining of the arteries, making them more vulnerable to irritation. Once that lining becomes irritated or damaged, cholesterol and other particles are more likely to stick, forming the foundation for plaque. When plaque develops, it narrows the pathways the blood must travel through, increasing the heart's workload and creating a cycle where weakened arteries lead to more inflammation, and more inflammation leads to further weakening. Another major factor is the natural decline in arterial elasticity. When we're young, our arteries are like soft, flexible tubes that can expand and contract easily with each heartbeat, absorbing pressure and helping the blood glide smoothly. After 50, changes in collagen and elastin, the fibers that keep arteries supple, begin to harden. Pressure inside the vessels increases because the walls don't expand as easily. This is one of the main reasons blood pressure tends to rise with age, even when someone maintains healthy habits. Reduced elasticity also means the arteries become more sensitive to stress, caffeine, sodium, and sudden emotional changes. A stressful moment that might have barely affected your body at 25 can make your heart pound noticeably at 55 because the vessels simply don't cushion pressure the same way. These combined changes in circulation, inflammation, and vessel elasticity create a perfect storm when left unaddressed, yet they also present a powerful opportunity. By understanding what's happening beneath the surface, people over 50 can take small, consistent steps that dramatically influence long-term heart health. Supporting circulation with movement, reducing inflammation with nourishing foods and calmer routines, and protecting vessel elasticity with fiber, healthy fats, hydration, and stress awareness can help the heart function more efficiently. The body is remarkably adaptable, even later in life, and when given the right environment, these age-related changes can be slowed, softened, and in many cases improved enough to support a stronger, More resilient cardiovascular system. The timing of your morning meal becomes more important as the body ages, because the first foods you put into your system set the pace for your blood pressure, energy, metabolism, and mental clarity for the rest of the day. After 50 hormonal rhythms shift, stress responses become a little more sensitive, and the body doesn't bounce back from blood sugar spikes or heavy meals the way it did decades earlier. This means the morning is your window of opportunity to create stability inside the body instead of chaos. When you start the day with calm, nourishing foods instead of processed sugar or heavy, greasy meals, you create a smoother internal environment that helps your cardiovascular system work with ease rather than strain. Oatmeal combined with something like ground flaxseed delivers that steady release of energy because the fibers in these foods take longer to break down, preventing rapid rises in glucose that can tighten the blood vessels and trigger inflammation. When your blood sugar stays stable after breakfast, your cortisol levels, the hormones tied to stress and alertness, stay more balanced as well. Instead of spiking high and crashing down later, they follow a gentler curve that keeps your mind focused and your body calm. This has a direct effect on blood pressure throughout the day, because when cortisol rises too sharply, the blood vessels constrict in response. A controlled morning meal reduces this reaction and encourages a more even flow of blood through the arteries. People often feel more grounded, less irritable, and more productive simply because they nourish their body at the right time with the right foods. This is especially valuable for adults over 65 who may experience extra sensitivity to stress, hunger swings, or long gaps between meals. Timing breakfast within 1 or 2 hours of waking helps train the body to maintain rhythmic patterns, making energy levels more dependable and helping digestion run more smoothly. The body is also more insulin resistant in the morning after a long overnight fast, which means the quality of what you eat becomes more important than ever. Foods rich in fiber, protein, and healthy fats slow down digestion, which prevents that sudden rush of sugar into the bloodstream. Oatmeal and flaxseed do exactly this, helping the pancreas release insulin in more controlled amounts. When insulin rises too quickly, it can prompt the liver to produce more cholesterol, which over time contributes to plaque buildup in the arteries. By stabilizing insulin early in the day, you indirectly protect your arteries from long-term stress. This is why so many cardiologists and nutrition experts emphasize a slow, burning breakfast for older adults. It's not just about feeling full. It's about the chain reaction that meal sets into motion. Another overlooked part of morning timing is hydration. Drinking water before or with breakfast helps thin the blood slightly, allowing it to move more freely through the vessels. Overnight, the blood naturally becomes thicker due to hours without fluids, and this mild dehydration can make morning blood pressure a bit higher. Drinking water alongside a fiber-rich breakfast helps your body rehydrate and adds extra support to the heart as it begins its daily workload. Even your mood and thinking improve because stable blood sugar and proper hydration support better oxygen flow to the brain. All of these reactions begin within minutes of eating, showing how much influence the timing of your morning choices has on the rest of your day. Daily movement becomes one of the most powerful tools for protecting cardiovascular health as we age. And the beauty is that it doesn't require intense workouts or complicated routines. Even simple activities like walking, stretching, or light mobility work can dramatically enhance the benefits you get from a heart-healthy breakfast such as oatmeal with flaxseed. After you eat, your body begins processing nutrients, managing blood sugar, and distributing energy. When you pair this with gentle movement, your muscles act like sponges, naturally pulling glucose out of the bloodstream and reducing how hard your pancreas has to work. This keeps your blood sugar more stable throughout the morning and prevents the spikes and dips that can strain the arteries. For adults over 50 and especially over 65, this combination is incredibly effective because it works with the body's slower metabolic rhythm. Instead of forcing it into stressful patterns, walking after breakfast is especially helpful because it boosts circulation at a time when many people tend to be sedentary. Long periods of sitting early in the day can cause blood flow to stagnate in the legs, making the arteries work harder to push blood upward toward the heart. A short walk, even 5 to 10 minutes, signals the vessels in the legs to expand and relax, allowing smoother blood flow and helping reduce morning stiffness. Many people notice that their joints feel more open, their breathing becomes easier, and their mind feels clearer simply from taking a short stroll after their meal. This gentle movement also encourages lymphatic flow, which helps reduce inflammation and supports overall cardiovascular wellness. Stretching plays a meaningful role as well. As we age, the connective tissues surrounding the muscles and blood vessels tend to tighten, which can restrict the natural movement of blood through the body. Simple stretching routines loosen these tissues, reduce tension, and help maintain vessel flexibility. When the blood vessels stay flexible, the heart doesn't have to pump as forcefully to move blood through them. This directly lowers pressure on the heart and reduces the likelihood of morning blood pressure spikes. Stretching also improves posture, which opens the chest and allows for deeper breathing. Deep breathing increases oxygen intake, which increases circulation and helps the cells throughout your body operate more efficiently. Another layer to daily movement is the effect it has on inflammation. Regular activity, even light movement, helps lower inflammatory markers in the bloodstream. Inflammation contributes to arterial plaque, vessel stiffness, and reduced blood flow. When inflammation decreases, the arteries are better able to stay clear and open. For older adults, incorporating consistent light activity throughout the day is far more effective than sporadic intense exercise sessions. Small bursts of motion, standing up every hour, taking short walks, gently rotating the shoulders and hips, keep your circulatory system active and responsive. This pattern of movement supports digestion, blood sugar balance, and overall cardiovascular function. What makes movement especially powerful is that it enhances the benefits of your nutritional choices. When you fuel your body with heart-friendly foods and then encourage circulation through gentle activity, the nutrients are delivered more efficiently to the cells that need them. Your body absorbs and utilizes omega-3s fiber, vitamins, and minerals more effectively when your blood is moving. Over time, this routine becomes a protective shield for your arteries, helping them remain clearer, more flexible, and better able to support your heart as you age. Mental well-being plays a deeply significant role in keeping the arteries relaxed and the heart functioning smoothly, especially as we move beyond the age of 50 and into the later decades of life. Many people think of heart health only in terms of food, exercise, or medication, but the mind has a direct line of communication to the cardiovascular system. Every thought, every stress response, every emotional shift sends signals through the nervous system that either relax or tighten the blood vessels. As we age, the body becomes more sensitive to stress, meaning emotional reactions that once passed quickly can leave a stronger physiological imprint. When the mind experiences worry, tension, or frustration, the blood vessels constrict, the heart rate increases, and inflammatory markers rise. Over time, this can contribute to stiffened arteries, elevated blood pressure, and slower circulation. Understanding this connection empowers you to take care of your heart, not just with physical habits, but with mental and emotional practices as well. Calm breathing is one of the most effective tools for supporting vascular relaxation. Slow, deep breaths activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the body's natural relaxation response. This system lowers heart rate, eases blood vessel tension, and reduces the stress hormones that contribute to inflammation. Even taking 1 or 2 minutes in the morning or before meals to breathe deeply can create noticeable improvements in how the body feels. The simple act of inhaling gently and exhaling slowly tells the body that it is safe, reducing the strain on the circulatory system. For adults over 65, this practice becomes even more valuable because the vessels naturally lose a bit of elasticity with age. Regular deep breathing helps counteract that rigidity by encouraging the smooth muscles within the vessel walls to relax. Stress reduction practices like mindfulness, quiet reflection, or simple moments of stillness provide another layer of support. When the mind is calmer, the body is calmer. The heart pumps more smoothly, the arteries remain more open, and blood pressure stabilizes. These small daily practices are not about achieving perfection, but about giving yourself space to reset your internal environment. A few quiet moments in a comfortable chair, a gentle morning walk while paying attention to your surroundings, or listening to calming music can shift the nervous system out of stress mode. When you consistently make space for mental stillness, the cumulative effect can be profound, helping reduce the overall burden on your cardiovascular system. Gratitude is another powerful tool that often goes overlooked. When you focus on something positive, even for a brief moment, the brain releases chemicals that promote relaxation and emotional balance. This softens the stress response and helps blood vessels stay more open. Many people notice improved clarity, better energy, and a greater sense of ease when they incorporate gratitude into their daily routine. It can be as simple as thinking of one thing you appreciate when you wake up or reflecting on something that went well during the day. These tiny moments send powerful messages through the nervous system, influencing the body more than most realize. Mental well-being also influences sleep quality, which directly affects heart health. When the mind is restless, sleep becomes lighter and more fragmented, and poor sleep is strongly linked to higher blood pressure and increased inflammation. Calming practices throughout the day help prepare the body for deeper rest at night, allowing the cardiovascular system to recover. Over time, prioritizing mental wellness becomes just as important as choosing nourishing foods or staying physically active, because the mind shapes the internal environment where the heart and arteries must function. When you put all of this together, the heart-friendly foods, the steady morning routine, the gentle movement, the calmer mindset, you create a powerful environment inside your body that works for you every single day. Your arteries stay clearer, your energy becomes more reliable, your breathing feels easier, and you move through life with a sense of strength and confidence that only grows with time. You don't need big dramatic changes to protect your heart, you just need small, consistent steps that honor the amazing body you've been given. Start with your oatmeal, add that spoonful of flaxseed, take those calming breaths, and give yourself permission to care for your health in a simple, loving way. Your future self will look back and thank you for choosing to take control today.